What's the haps, guys and dolls of CRFTgaming? Straycat James here, and today's ramble, which I haven't done in forever, is going to be kind of twofold. First, sort of about bettering myself, particularly physically, and two, sort of addressing the reason why occasionally I'm going to be wearing a tank top in videos. Most likely just whatever random gaming video. It'll be like once a month, maybe? I don't know. Anyway, so many years ago, I guess I'm not that old, but it feels like many years ago, I was very, very seriously, like competitive level, seriously involved in powerlifting. Not so much anymore, but I was. And couple in a couple car accidents, a fairly significant lifting injury, multiply that by a seriously like blackout aggressive relationship with alcohol turning into alcoholism, and all that shit is gone. Particularly, you know, after a couple accidents and particularly after a significant lifting injury, my drinking, which was already kind of, in fact, to be honest, the only thing that kept my drinking from being out of control was the fact that I lifted 6 days a week. So I would pound liquor that one day I didn't lift, every other day I didn't lift. So all of a sudden I wasn't lifting and I drank like crazy, and watching your years of work melt off your body in a matter of months plays quite a not fun game on you psychologically, and it turns out makes you drink a lot more when you're an alcoholic. So fast forward 2 years and nearly 2 months, which is how long I've been sober for. Mentally a lot better, physically actually a lot better than I was versus, you know, my insides dying on me. And psychologically and spiritually a lot better. A lot of things I've gotten better at. Diet changes aside from quitting drinking, which obviously was necessary, but I've done a lot of diet changes. I've done a lot of things to be mentally stronger, be psychologically stronger, be spiritually stronger. And so the last kind of piece there is lifting again. Not lifting to the degree of powerlifting to where I was, because truth be told, the level I was lifting at, I was addicted to lifting. And that addiction became switched over to alcohol. I'm an addictive person, it turns out. But so not to that degree where it's like living and breathing. You know, you sleep for like 4 hours or 3 hours, wake up, protein shake, then back to sleep again, then you wake up, protein shake, and then go about your day and then lift. And anyway, not to that level, but getting back into lifting. And that's because of the circumstances and because of how I handled watching my body fucking melt away, and the fact that I was drinking, and then the drinking became hugely worse. And I couldn't get back into lifting, partially because of an abdominal injury, but a lot of because the amount of liquor I was taking in, my body couldn't handle additional strain. Things were just dying inside. And every time I lifted, I got sick as hell. So psychologically, I won't lie, I'm terrified to lift again. I know that I can. I'm not afraid that like my body won't handle it. It's just it's just scary for me. So but I know I can do it. I know I'm ready to do it, and part of this again is I'm making a promise to myself kind of a thing, and I'm doing it in a public forum because that typically works for me. So a little bit I'm kind of using you guys. Sorry, I love you. So yeah, it's I think words are important. Some people say I split hairs. Sorry, I'm jumping tracks a bit, but bear with me. A lot of people say I kind of split hairs with words, but I think the words that we use, at least about ourselves and to ourselves, are very important. So I'm not going to say that I'm going to get back in shape, or I'm trying to get back into shape. I don't like the way that sounds to me. So I word it as, or mentally approach it as, I'm going to better myself. In a lot of ways, but in this particular avenue, I'm going to physically better myself. Get back into lifting, get some strength back, get some, feel good back, and build some muscle back. It's not a huge part of it, but build some muscle back would be nice. And not hard to do, really, it just takes time. So my plan to sort of help achieve this and gain some steam is, number one, the making a promissory statement to myself in a public forum, which will give me some gas to, kind of get that out of the gate, and maybe a couple months out of the gate. But that alone would only give me so much steam. The other element is actually kind of taking a page out of Arnold Schwarzenegger's book of, so here's the story. Arnold, you know, as he was getting to lifting and all that and getting jacked, which I am not, wow, which I knew, but he as he was getting bigger and bigger, his calves weren't growing. You know, they were just inky dinky tiny. So what he did was he cut the bottoms off of all of his pants, and so he had to walk around and had to display his tiny calves versus his body. And that could work for some people, and really, that could be really, what's the word I'm looking for? I can't remember, my brain's not working. It would give some people a lot of steam, and then other people would be like demoralizing, depending how you use it and depending on the personality type. Not that one's wrong or right. So, in essence, that's kind of the reason behind the tank top. Now, to clarify, it's not really about the world seeing me. You know, whoever's watching this video is seeing me, the world. You know, even if I walked around outside with a tank top, which I'll do occasionally too. So yeah, the world's seeing me. It's not really about that. Like, I love you guys. You guys are awesome. You make my life better. You make things easier. You make sobriety way the fuck easier. And you'll make it back in shape easy. You know, you guys just make it easier to be better and better. So I love you guys. So with the fullest respect, I say, I don't really give a shit what other people or you guys think about the way I look physically. It's not a factor. I give a shit about the way I feel about myself physically, as well as other things, but the way I feel about myself and the comfort level I have with myself. So that's what the tank top is about, because I have to sit there and watch the video. You know, I gotta edit this. I gotta see it. I'm gonna be uncomfortable. I'm uncomfortable wearing this on camera. I mean, it's a badass tank top I got from MainlyBoredom, and I'm gonna throw a link to her store in the description, because why not? And she's awesome, and these things are ridiculously awesome. They're soft. I totally approve. Getting sidetracked. But, you know, I'm not comfortable with it. Part of that's just mentally, okay, well, getting comfortable with who you are, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, sure, but that's an element. But, you know, it doesn't take much for me to be comfortable. As long as I'm exercising, as long as I'm doing something and making some kind of strength increase and a little bit of muscle increase over time, then I'm comfortable. So essentially, that's kind of the plan. Once a month or so or whatever, randomly, I'll wear a tank top. It makes me have to kind of like be aware that, okay, I'm gonna wear a tank top continually, so I need to be comfortable with myself, and it's something I have to see. Yeah, that's basically it. So it's going to be a kind of continual motivator. Maybe it's not the best motivator, but it's something I'm going to try. Yeah, and I mean, that's pretty much it. And I would love to, I don't know if there's anyone else out there who's like starting going to a gym or doing something like that, or if you're thinking about doing it. If you do, let me know. I mean, hit me on Twitter. I want to know. Like, I love, the lifting community can be really volatile, but I don't do the volatile lifting community. So if you're, whatever, you're going to the gym, you know, take a picture one week, take a picture the next week, and be like, hey, look, I moved up in 5 pounds on my curls or whatever the fuck. I want to know. Hit me on Twitter. I want to know. You know, I'll do it with you, or let me know, you know, tell me in the comments, you know, what kind of stuff you may or may not be doing, or it doesn't have to be physical, any kind of betterment, you know, drinking more water, shit. So I'm saying, hey, join me in bettering ourselves, I guess. In a hopefully not dictatorship way, or a commandy way. Whatever, like I said, you're reading a book every month, which is a good thing to do, by the way, for mental and all that, but just whatever betterment you're doing, I want to know, I want to join with you in that, I suppose. One last thing, and I'll wrap this already too long video up. I do want to address the fact that it is not lost on me that there are other body types throughout the world, meaning, wow, I thought I would be able to articulate this better, or more carefully. I'm aware that somebody watching this video may be heavier than me, maybe they're skinnier than me, maybe they have less muscle than me, you know, whatever. In as respectful as a way as possible, I am aware that someone could be watching this video and go, well, I'm heavier than you, what are you bitching about? I get it, I get that. So I mean no disrespect towards any other body types out there, and you know, the whole, there's a healthy version of you, whatever, there's not one body. I fully believe in that. This entire thing is really just about how I feel comfort-wise about me. So I don't mean disrespect towards any other body types out there, and the world's full of all kinds of body types, and I love that. It should be that way. Anyway, that's probably more than enough ramble, as I often say. If you made it all the way to the end, holy shit, thanks, I guess. Till next time, cool cats, remember, when it comes to gaming and fucking life, if you aren't having fun, doing it wrong, baby. Catch you later, cool cats.